Welcome. In this video I will do an unboxing and a quick review of this brand new OPPO A6 Pro 5G smartphone. So let's see which version I got. Here it says OPPO A6 Pro 5G. So there are two versions of the smartphone, 5G and 4G. We have the 5G one in front of us, and it has 8 GB of RAM memory and 256 GB of built-in storage. So let's get straight to unboxing of this device. I don't think we're gonna need any tools for that. Let's just carefully remove the stickers here and here, and let's take a look inside the box, and let's see what we got here. As far as I know, we don't get any charging block for this smartphone, but we do have a cable instead, the one you see right here in front of you. We got some manuals and the smartphone itself, which is very easy to take out of the box. Let's take a look at it. So I see that we got this beautiful silver version. You can take a look around it. Generally, this smartphone comes in 4 different color versions, which are blue, silver, and also two versions with such a fancy glittery pattern finish, which are rosewood red and coral pink. So if you'd like your smartphone to look even more beautiful, you should take a look at the last 2 color versions. Okay, and let's take a look at the phone itself. So what we have on the bottom edge, we have the USB Type-C charging port, we have a microphone and a built-in microphone with a speaker, we have the multi-slot for both SD cards and the SIM card. On the top edge we only have the microphone. On the right edge we have the power button and the volume buttons right here. Now also let's take a look at the camera. So here we can see that it uses some kind of AI enhancements for the camera. The camera itself is 50 megapixels with 2 megapixel depth filter or module, and the frontal camera has 16 megapixels in it. Let's actually try to launch it and see if it succeeds. If not, I'm gonna try to launch it later. Oh, it actually vibrated. It means it's slightly charged. Okay. Now let me tell you more about this smartphone itself. So it got a 6.57 inch full AMOLED, full HD AMOLED display in it. It also, the main feature of the phone is that it got an IP69, which is basically the full water and dust protection. It is also resistant to high pressure, high temperature water, but I'm not encouraging you to experiment with your phone in any way. It can be submerged to up to 1.5 meters for about 30 minutes. Once again, I wouldn't recommend testing it. You can see that the display of the device itself is pretty colorful. It's bright. We can see everything on it. Let's also take a look at the SIM card, SD card slot, because I'm very interested in it specifically. Let me carefully remove it from the phone. Okay, comes right out. So it's as you can see, it's a hybrid kind of slot. So it supports either 2 SIM cards or a SIM card and a built-in SD card on one side. But you cannot have both 2 SIM cards and an SD card at the same time. Let's put it back. Okay, so what version does this phone run? It runs Android 15 with ColorOS, which is the OPPO specific Android version. This ColorOS 15 supports stuff like floating windows and split screen. It also has AI features basically everywhere in your camera. When you're editing photos, when you're taking notes, when you're searching for anything, yeah, a bunch of them. And what else? What else can I say about this phone? The processor. So the processor is not it's not a main feature definitely of this phone. It's got a MediaTek Dimensity 6300, which is just a mid-range 8-core processor with 2 cores that have 2.4 gigahertz Cortex A76 and 6 cores with 2.0 gigahertz of Cortex A55. So, and generally speaking, this processor handles stuff. It doesn't do it perfectly, but if you want to play any games on your phone, then your processor will be enough to play most modern games, 3D games like PUBG, Mobile, Call of Duty Online, or whatever it's called. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it handles this game at balanced or medium settings with a stable FPS. Also, games like Genshin will run on it. So yeah, so you can totally use it as a gaming smartphone, though do not go hard on it. Surely won't handle any high settings. Now the GPU is integrated into the CPU. It's called Meli G56 MC2, but I'm not sure if it's even interesting. I can just tell you that it's a mid-range integrated GPU, and that says everything. Now the storage of the phone, from what you can remember, we got this no, not here. We got this 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage in it. Though it comes in 3 different configurations. You can have 128 gigabytes of storage with 6 gigabytes of RAM. You can have this configuration, which is the middle range configuration, 256 gigabytes storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you also have an extended version of that has 4 more gigabytes of available RAM in it. Now, what else can I tell you about this phone is that it got a 6,000 milliampere per hour battery, which is the second main feature of the smartphone, as the smartphone will last maybe not forever, but it can last for a couple of days of usage, especially if you are not a gamer type person. Then it can very much last for about a week with just using the default stuff on your phone. But it depends on how much time you would like to spend on your phone. So 6,000 milliamperes per hour is a pretty impressive number for most smartphone. And not only that, but this phone also handles 80 watts fast charging, which is also great. And from what I know, it doesn't really overheat while using this fast charging method. So right now I would like to go through the setup of this phone and show you the display and maybe some performance even in it. Okay, so let's check how it transfers the colors. I'm not sure if the camera can actually show it to you, but from what I can see, the colors are very well, look very well, and generally the brightness of the phone is also awesome. I think it will also work pretty well outside. Now let me also show you the interface of the Color operational system on this phone. I think I should actually zoom in the camera for it. So you can see that it's pretty convenient, it's smooth, it offers you 120 Hertz for your display. In your display and brightness settings, you can go to screen refresh rate, and by default you have this auto select, which lets your phone decide which refresh rate to use. Now, generally speaking, it's not way too complicated. Basically, if your screen is still, your phone uses 60 Hertz for less battery consumption, and whenever you start moving it becomes 120 Hertz. But you can set it to 120 Hertz, so it will use it all the time, or you can also enable the standard one if you don't mind losing some smoothness to your movements on this device. Okay, so I think the camera should be one of the most interesting points. Let's allow your phone using the camera, and let me just take a sample photo for you so you can check it out. The brightness here is pretty well. It's pretty bright, I'd say. And generally speaking, let's look at the details of the camera. I would say that the camera does its job. It does its job pretty well enough, I would say. So yeah, it also adds the background filter. Yeah, while I'm not even using any portrait mode for it. Let's actually try to use the portrait mode instead. Honestly, I don't see much difference between these two photos. But no, actually I think in portrait mode, camera adds much more details. No, okay, so let's actually try to zoom in and see how well it handles the details. Okay, and so yeah, the pretty average camera, I would say. But let's also try the frontal camera. Let's also try it with this jog. So the frontal camera is, I think it's enough to to make these circle messages for your friends, and yeah, it's not like very impressive. As I said, this phone uses 50 megapixel rear camera and 16 megapixel frontal camera. So the frontal camera is mostly for chatting and sending those circle messages to your friends, and the rear camera really does this job well enough. And now let's also take a look. Oh no, let's actually listen to some sounds on this phone. Okay, so now let's try to listen. Okay, that was impressive. So yeah, I would actually give an additional point to this device's speaker, as the speaker sounds really impressive. I think you can hear it. You'd be able to hear it in any environment, as maybe not on the airport's landing stripe, but otherwise you will hear your phone, anything on your phone, everywhere. And the sound quality is also pretty decent, especially for a phone in this price range. Okay, and so for now, I think I reviewed everything about this device, but I also would want to compare it to some of its competitors. There are many, since it's like a mid-range smartphone, there are many other phones in the same price range, but I would like to compare it to two specific phones, which I consider like the most popular other alternatives for this device. And the first one will be the Nothing Phone 3A Lite, which actually it costs a little less I think, in the same configuration, and these two phones are kind of similar. This OPPO A6 Pro has an advantage of having a larger battery size. It has a newer Bluetooth version. It offers optical image stabilization. What I mentioned before, the IP69, which is pretty unique. Yeah, I think you can compare it to any other phone, but yeah, the IP69 is rare. It's very rare for the smartphone in this price range, and it also supports the fast charging, the 80 watts fast charging, while your Nothing Phone 3A Lite can only be charged with 33 watts charger. But for Nothing Phone, Nothing Phone is better at performance, as it offers you 26% better performance, for example, in Antutu benchmarks. Comparing to this phone, it's also better. It also showed a better result in Geekbench, like 30% better. And it's also the Nothing Phone also is compatible with Wi-Fi 6 wireless networks, and it has a more energy efficient CPU than this phone. And Nothing Phone 3A Lite also has an eSIM feature to it. And generally speaking, the display is better. While this phone offers you great display quality, Phone 3A Lite offers slightly better display quality. It's better, not as significantly, but better in performance, in regular performance and gaming. It has a slightly smaller battery, as I said, and generally speaking, for considering that this phone has a slightly is slightly more expensive than Nothing Phone 3A Lite, I would say that 3A Lite is a much better option, unless you want a phone with a bigger battery and the phone more resistant to damage, water, and dust. Now, the other competitor I would like to tell you about is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro 5G, which came out like a month later, or a month before the smartphone. Yeah, the previous one, the Nothing Phone, actually came out at the beginning of September this year. This phone came out in China it came out in the middle of September. In the rest of the world, it came out in the beginning of October. So, and now the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro came out in August, at the end of the August. And it has now the Xiaomi, comparing to this phone, it has a better performance in Antutu benchmark. It also has a better performance than Nothing Phone. It's also just like Nothing Phone is compatible with Wi-Fi 6 wireless networks. It has slow motion recording, which is impressive for a phone in this smart range, in this price range. It has a better picture quality than this phone, more energy efficient CPU, even than the Nothing Phone. It supports Dolby Atmos sound technology. It's faster. It's faster than this phone by half in for example, Geekbench benchmarks, and it has a built-in infrared port, which is just an additional feature of Xiaomi. And now this once again this phone, the advantage of this phone, no, not the only, comparing to Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro 5G, this phone has an extendable micro SD storage. Yeah, the micro SD storage can be extended up to 1024 gigabytes. However, you will have to sacrifice one of your SIM cards for that. It also supports Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro, just like the Nothing Phone doesn't support fast charging. This phone does it, and the rest is pretty much the same. And considering that Xiaomi has a better gaming performance, better connectivity, better display, and also a better camera, I would say that Redmi Note 15 Pro definitely wins this phone. But generally, yeah. From what I know, Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro doesn't have IP69, but I'm really not sure about it. Yeah, generally speaking, this phone is not the best in its price range. No, actually, yeah, I just checked. Xiaomi 2 does have IP69. So, yeah. So as I said, this phone is not the best in its price range, though it's a pretty decent model. So if you generally like the looks of it, then I think like if you like the looks of it more than for the other smartphone, it can offer you generally a decent performance, so you can play games on it. The battery will live for a very long time on it. Also the camera works decently and shows you enough detail to take photos with your friends and maybe some views around, though there are better models for that actually. But no, but generally speaking, yeah, this phone is simply something that does its job. And that's it. I think that's all I have to say about this device. And with this being said, I want to finish this review. I really hope that you liked it, and if you did, please consider subscribing to our channel, leave us a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.